Hello and welcome to today's episode of our English Learning Podcast. Here, we bring you inspiring conversations and simple English to help you practice listening, improve vocabulary, and stay motivated. No matter where you are in your English journey, you are in the right place. If you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Chapter 1, Simple Words, Strong Start. You begin your journey with simple words. You hear them every day. You speak them in small conversations. You say hello when you meet someone. You say good morning when the day starts. You say thank you when someone helps you. These are simple words, but they are powerful. You use these words to connect with people. You use them to show respect. You use them to share your feelings. When you start with simple words, you build a strong base for English. You do not need to wait for long sentences. You do not need to wait for difficult grammar. You can start today with easy words. You repeat these words again and again. You say them slowly at first. You listen to yourself. You practice the sounds. Then you say them faster. Each time you repeat, your voice grows stronger. Your memory becomes better. You feel more confident. You hear these words around you, in movies, in songs, and in conversations on the street. When you hear a word again and again, you start to understand it. You remember it without trying too hard. You use simple words to ask questions. You say, "What is this?" You say, "Where are you?" You say, "How are you?" These questions are short, but they are useful. They help you speak to others. They make the conversation alive. You are not afraid of mistakes. You are not worried about speed. You are learning step by step. With every simple word, you are moving forward. You are creating your foundation for real conversation. Chapter 2, Building Easy Sentences. You begin with single words, but now you move to sentences. You do not stop with hello, you add more. You say, "Hello, I am fine." You say, "This is my book." You say, "You are my friend." These are small sentences, but they are complete. You build sentences step by step. You start with a subject. You say I, you say you say we. Then you add a verb. You say I eat, you say you run, you say we play. At the end, you can add more words. You say I eat rice. You say you run fast. You say we play football. This is how your sentences grow. You use sentences to share your world. You tell people about your day. You say I wake up early. You say I go to work. You say I read books. Each sentence shows your life. Each sentence helps others to know you. You practice sentences again and again. You read them aloud. You listen to yourself. You change one word and make a new sentence. You say I like tea. Then you say I like coffee. You see how easy it is to create many sentences with small changes. You use easy sentences to ask questions. You say, "Do you like music?" You say, "Are you happy?" You say, "Is this your bag?" When you ask, you invite an answer. You start a real conversation. You do not need long or difficult grammar. You need short and clear sentences. Each one is a building block. You are not just learning words. You are building language. You are making English a part of your daily life. Chapter 3, Listening Like a Child. You listen before you speak. You listen carefully because listening gives you power. You hear the sound, the tone, and the rhythm of English. You notice how words join together. You notice how the voice goes up and down. You learn these patterns when you listen again and again. You listen like a child. A child does not open a grammar book first. A child hears voices, songs, and stories. A child repeats what is heard. You do the same. You listen to English every day. You hear short sentences. You hear greetings. You hear questions. Slowly they stay in your mind. You listen to real English around you. You listen to movies and songs. You listen to podcasts and news. You listen to friends and teachers. You do not try to understand every word. You try to catch the main idea. You try to hear the feeling in the voice. You train your ears. You repeat what you hear. You copy the sound. You copy the speed. You copy the rhythm. At first it feels strange. Then it becomes natural. The more you listen, the more your speaking improves. You use listening to grow your confidence. You hear a sentence like, "How are you?" You answer with, "I am fine." You hear, "What is your name?" You answer with, "My name is Lena." When you listen first, speaking becomes easy. You are patient with yourself. You do not get upset if you miss some words. You remind yourself that even native speakers listen carefully. You are not just hearing noise. You are training your mind. You are opening the door to real English. Chapter 4, Asking Questions. You learn the power of questions. A question is small, but it opens a big door. A question brings answers. A question starts a conversation. When you ask, you show interest. When you ask, you invite another person to speak. You begin with easy questions. You say, "What is this?" You say, "Where are you?" You say, "How are you?" These questions are short, but they are strong. They help you in daily life. You use them when you meet someone new. You use them when you want to know something. You ask questions with what, where, when, who, why, and how. You say, "What is your name?" You say, "Where do you live?" You say, "When do you eat lunch?" You say, "Who is your teacher?" You say, "Why are you happy?" You say, "How is the weather?" Each question is a bridge between you and another person. You also ask yes or no questions. You say, "Are you hungry?" You say, "Do you like music?" You say, "Is this your bag?" These questions are simple, but they are useful. They give you quick answers. You practice asking again and again. You ask yourself, you ask your friend, you ask your teacher. You do not stop when you make a mistake. You try again. Each time you ask, your voice becomes more natural. You see how questions make conversations alive. You are not just speaking alone. You are sharing, you are connecting. You are learning new words from the answers. You are building real communication. You understand now that a good question is not only about grammar. A good question is about curiosity. You are curious, and curiosity makes your English grow. Chapter 5, Everyday Conversations. You use English in daily life. You do not wait for a classroom. You do not wait for a test. You practice in real situations. Every day gives you a chance to speak. You begin with greetings. You say, "Good morning." You say, "How are you?" You say, "Have a nice day." These small sentences make people smile. They make you feel part of the world around you. You use English when you buy something. You say, "I want this." You say, "How much is it?" You say, "Can I pay by card?" These sentences are short, but they are useful. You do not need long grammar rules to communicate. You only need clear words. You also practice when you order food. You say, "I would like rice." You say, "Can I have water, please?" You say, "The food is good." These conversations are real, and they help you become confident. You talk to strangers in English. You ask, where is the bus stop? You ask, what time is it? You ask, can you help me? Each time you ask, you learn new answers. You learn how people speak naturally. You use English with friends. You share simple thoughts. You say, I am tired today. You say, this movie is nice. You say, let us go for a walk. English becomes part of your friendship. You understand that everyday conversations are the best teacher. You do not only learn from books, you learn from life. You learn by speaking in real moments. You remind yourself that every small talk is progress. Each word you use is practice. Each sentence you speak is a step forward. You are not only studying English. You are living English every day. Chapter 6. Mistakes are your teachers. You make mistakes. You say a word in the wrong way. You forget the right tense or choose the wrong word. At first you feel shy and afraid, but slowly you understand something important. Mistakes are not your enemy. Mistakes are your teachers. You speak and you make errors, but you keep speaking. You learn from the wrong sound. You learn from the wrong sentence. You correct yourself and you improve. Every mistake shows you a new lesson. You notice how children learn. A child says the wrong word many times. A child repeats again and again. No one stops the child or laughs at the child. The child keeps trying until the word is right. You are the same, you learn by trying. You grow by failing and fixing. You do not stop when someone corrects you. You listen to the correction and repeat it. You thank the person and use the right form in your next sentence. You change quickly and you grow faster. You understand that mistakes are natural. They show that you are learning something new. If you never make mistakes, it means you are not learning. You accept mistakes as part of your journey. You also make mistakes when you write. You spell a word wrong or forget a capital letter. But when you see the mistake, you fix it. Your eyes become sharper and your writing becomes better. You remind yourself every day, mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are steps, and each one moves you forward. Each mistake is a lesson that stays with you. You are not weak when you make a mistake. You are brave because you are learning. Chapter 7. Vocabulary that matters. You need words to speak. You need words to write. Words are the tools of language. But you do not need every word in the dictionary. You need the words that matter to you. You start with useful vocabulary. You choose words for daily life. You learn water, food, home. And work, you learn words for greetings. You learn words for feelings like happy, sad, and tired. These words help you every day. You do not waste time on difficult or rare words. You do not begin with heavy science words. You do not begin with poetry words. You begin with simple, living words. When you use them, you feel progress. You keep a small notebook. You write new words in it. You write the meaning. You write an example sentence. You read the notebook again before sleeping. You repeat the words in the morning. Soon these words stay in your memory. You use the words in your speaking. You say, I drink water. You say, I eat rice. You say, I am happy. You connect new words with sentences. Each word becomes stronger when you use it. You practice with topics. You choose food one day. You choose travel another day. You choose school, family, or work. You learn 10 words for each topic. Slowly, your vocabulary grows. You listen for new words in movies, songs, and talks. You write them down. You speak them aloud. You use them in your next conversation. You understand that vocabulary is not just about knowing. Vocabulary is about using. You make the words part of your life. Chapter 8, Thinking in English. You stop translating every word from your language. You start to think directly in English. At first, it feels strange. Your mind wants to return to your own language. But with practice, you train your thoughts to stay in English. You begin with small things. You look at a chair and you think chair. You see the sky and you think sky. You feel hungry and you think, I need food. You keep your mind simple. You use easy words. Slowly, your brain accepts English as a natural way to think. You practice during daily activities. You walk in the street and describe what you see. You think the road is long, the shop is open, the people are talking. You do not say it aloud. You just think in English. This small habit makes your language stronger. You stop asking, how do I say this in my language? Instead, you ask, how do I say this in English? You learn to find meaning directly. You do not translate. You connect the word and the idea together. You also practice with feelings. You think, I am happy today. You think, I am tired now. You think, I want to rest. These simple thoughts make your English real. They connect to your life. You understand that thinking in English saves time. When you speak, the words come faster. You do not pause to translate. You do not lose confidence. You answer quickly and naturally. You remind yourself that this skill grows slowly. It does not happen in one day. But every time you think in English, your brain becomes stronger. You are no longer only learning English. You are living it in your mind. Chapter 9, Confidence in Speaking. You open your mouth and you speak. At first, your voice is soft. You feel shy. You worry about mistakes. But then you remember, confidence is more important than perfection. You choose courage and you speak louder. You practice speaking every day. You say short sentences to yourself. You say, I am learning. You say, I can do this. You say, I will speak English. These words give you power. They build your confidence step by step. You do not wait for perfect grammar. You do not wait for a big vocabulary. You use what you know. You say it simply. You share your idea. People understand you, even if your grammar is not perfect. You also practice with others. You talk to a friend. You talk to a teacher. You talk to a stranger. Each time your fear becomes smaller. Each time your voice becomes stronger. You accept your accent. You do not hide it. Your accent is part of who you are. You focus on clarity, not on sounding exactly like someone else. You want people to understand you, and that is enough. You also use your body to support your confidence. You stand tall. You look into the eyes of the listener. You smile when you speak. These small actions make your words stronger. You know that mistakes may come. But you do not stop, you continue. You laugh at your errors. You try again. Confidence is not the absence of mistakes. Confidence is speaking even when mistakes appear. You understand now, every time you speak, you grow. Every sentence is a step forward. You are not only learning English. You are becoming a confident communicator. Chapter 10, From Learner to Communicator. You look back at your journey. You started with simple words. You built small sentences. You listened like a child. You asked questions. You practiced conversations. You made mistakes and learned from them. You collected useful words. You trained your mind to think in English. You found confidence in speaking. Now you are more than a learner. You are a communicator. You do not only study English in books. You use English in life. You greet people in English. You ask for directions in English. You order food in English. You write messages in English. English is no longer just a subject. It is a tool for connection. You understand that communication is the true goal. Perfect grammar is good, but it is not everything. A large vocabulary is useful, but it is not enough. The most important thing is connection. When you share your thoughts, when you listen to others, when you understand and are understood, you succeed. You feel proud of your growth. You can watch a movie and understand the story. You can listen to a song and catch the meaning. You can talk to a friend from another country and feel close. English has opened a new world for you. You continue to practice because learning never ends. Every new conversation teaches you something. Every mistake gives you a lesson. Every word adds to your power. You know you are always moving forward. You are no longer afraid of English. You are comfortable with it. You are free with it. You are ready to live your life with it. You began as a learner, but now you are a communicator.